It's that time of the month again. Welcome back to your monthly fragrance news, where I'm going to tell you which fragrances are worth getting and which we can forget about. So let's start off with fragrance number 1, Miss Dior Parfum. There has been a lot of buzz around the Miss Dior line lately, a lot of disappointment with the new releases. So does this one make the cut? Well, let's see. First of all, I want to start off with the price because it's a little insane. For 80 ml, which is the largest size, which I have here, it is 140 pounds, and in dollars, that equates to $165. Excuse me. This is the price of a niche fragrance. What? Anyways, the notes in this perfume are rose, patchouli, cedarwood, strawberry, peach, apricot. There's also some jasmine. I suspect that the fruity notes in this fragrance have to do with a fruitier jasmine. But anyways, this is still a sweet, floral, girly chypre type of fragrance. It's definitely stronger than the eau de parfum. So if you found that the eau de parfum lacked a little bit of personality, well, you're gonna get it with this new release. There's also the addition of strawberry, which gives a cotton candy, sponge sugar type of scent, which is especially prominent in the opening. And as it dries down, a lot of the woods, especially the patchouli, comes out to play and is the star of the show. To me, this perfume is a nod to the previous editions of Miss Dior and also perhaps Miss Dior Chérie. I have a bit of a memory associated with that scent and this one. So if you liked the previous Miss Dior's, the stronger, more intense versions, this fragrance is probably gonna be for you. This version isn't for me. I've kind of grown out from the sweet, girly Chypre DNAs. Think about the flower bombs, the Coco Mademoiselles, which I used to wear in college or even in high school. So if you like those fragrances, you'll probably enjoy this one as well. This next fragrance is part of a wider new collection of fragrances, which is, in my opinion, the most exciting launch of this year. I talked about it in a previous vlog, which I'll pop over here if you want to watch it, but I can finally share it with you. I'm so excited. The fragrance is called Encore une fois from Infiniment Coty Paris, and Infiniment Coty Paris is a brand new fragrance brand under the Coty umbrella, and the fragrances are spectacular. If you want a full review on the collection, there are 14 fragrances, by the way. Let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. But my favorite one is Encore une fois, and it is the best vanilla fragrance that I have ever smelt. It makes me emotional smelling this perfume. Oh là 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 là, c'est tellement bon. I really need to contain myself. Oh mon Dieu. When I first discovered this fragrance and I smelt it, I remember going back to the blotter and smelling it over and over and over again without even knowing the name of the fragrance. And Encore une fois means one more time in French, which is exactly what this fragrance is about. You want to smell this fragrance over and over and over again. It is that addictive. What makes this fragrance so special? Well, it's just opening up all the facets of vanilla. It's a warm, enveloping vanilla that is really suave and just beautiful. There is nothing that is too sticky sweet, nothing that is too jarring. It is perfect. There is a yummy gourmand side, more like rum-like, almost like rum flambé. So you would light up the rum in a dessert, and that is sort of what I get. There's a bit of a boozy side, but ever so slightly. It's an intimate, comforting vanilla fragrance. It is so beautiful, and I'd love to layer it with a sandalwood fragrance from the same collection, which is spectacular. Again, happy to do a review if you want. Next, we have an orange blossom scent. It is Au Feminin from Micallef. You are going to love this if you enjoy fresh, bright, honeyed orange blossom scents, such as Memo Sintra, Can't Stop Loving You from Kilian, or Solar Blossom from Mise en Cire. You're going to love this new perfume. Now, the difference between Au Feminin and the other fragrances is the following. This perfume pulls more towards the neroli and the petit grain versus the other scents. So what does that mean? You're going to get a fresh, clean, linen drying in the sun type of scent from the neroli. That's how I visualize neroli for some reason. With the addition of a green leafy bitterness from Petit Grain, but not as much as in Sintra. Now, Petit Grain is extracted from the bitter orange tree from the leaves and the branches, which is going to give that bitter leafy quality. So overall, this perfume is a sun-drenched orange blossom. It is stunning, it is fresh, feminine, and just really beautiful. So if you love those type of honeyed orange blossom scents, I highly recommend this one. Next is Alien Hypersense from Mugler, and what a flop this fragrance is. Such a disappointment. And it's telling me that I'm meant to sense the extraordinary. There's nothing extraordinary about this perfume. So you're going to still have the original Alien backbone, which is this floral amber DNA, but here we have the addition of green mandarin and pear, as well as some cashmere. And what's interesting though is in the opening you do get a juicy, musky pear, which is really lovely. Frankly, when I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, this is really nice. And then the dry down sort of is disappointing, put it this way. It turns into a generic, sweet, white floral scent that we've smelled over and over again. There is nothing special, and frankly, the original Eau de Parfum is way better than this new release. So Brazilian niche brand Granado Pharmacias have launched Figo, which is a fig-based fragrance. And by the way, if you haven't tried fragrances from Granado Pharmacias, you are missing out. The fragrances are beautiful, great for everyday wear, and the pricing is very good as well. In fact, for this fragrance, this is a 100 ml bottle. It is £58. Mind you, this is a Cologne, but it is still priced more affordable versus Jo Malone, for example, who also do Cologne type of scents. Now, what is this fragrance about? So Figo is a green, fresh fig that is built around a more traditional classical eau de cologne style DNA, so really fresh and invigorating, that splash of cologne that you want to wear out of the shower or on a hot day. And the fig in here is a leafy green fig without feeling too earthy, too leafy. It's just chef's kiss, honestly. It's not going to smell like grass, basically. So this fragrance overall is fresh, it's airy, it's bright, and exactly what you want to wear either on a super hot summer day or when you've come out of the shower and you want a splash of cologne. This is a fragrance I would recommend. Whilst we're on the topic of affordable fragrances, L'Occitane have launched Iris Pallida, part of the Herbae collection. This is £60 for 50 ml. And this perfume smells like a niche fragrance, but at a really affordable price. If you're looking for a fresh, refined, beautiful smelling iris scent that isn't gonna break the bank, where you're not gonna have to go into niche to find that, this is the best affordable one, hands down. It smells as if you were walking in a garden filled with irises and you put your nose in those purple irises, you get that soft, delicate, powdery scent, really delicate odor. That is what I get from this perfume. As it dries down, it dries into a soapy, clean-like scent, a bit powdery and musky, and it's so beautiful. There's a touch of almond dragée notes. So sugar-coated almonds. I think this is so beautiful, really worth it. I've been reaching out for it in the mornings when I want to have a little spritz of something just to start my day right, or even before going to bed. It is beautiful. The longevity is really good as well. It's around 5 to 6 hours for an eau de toilette. So I mean, what more can you ask? If you want a refined iris fragrance that doesn't break the bank, check this fragrance out. Now, I always get really excited when Givenchy adds another addition to the L'Interdit line, and I break my #1 rule, which is never to blind buy, but I still do for you guys so I can review the fragrances but also enjoy them myself. And I got L'Interdit Tubereuse Noire, which is a limited edition that I think you can only find on the website for now anyways. So what is this perfume like? So it is a dark, intense interpretation of the original L'Interdit. You have the addition of coffee beans. There's also
Good morning, you stunning stack of fucking sunshine. Rise and fucking grind. Do you fucking know what today is?
what was I saying? Yes, so you have the addition of roasted coffee beans, patchouli. So it is a darker interpretation of Givenchy L'Interdit. The opening is coffee dominant. I get a roasted, ground, dark coffee, so there's a bitterness to it, really earthy as well, that is contrasted with an ultra sweet tuberose. So the sweetness of tuberose is common to all of the Givenchy L'Interdit line, so you'll find that in here, but it is amped up in sweetness in this scent. The earthy, woody facet is also quite prominent along the lines of the intense. However, it is very sweet and a little bit generic. I just don't think it's as amazing as the Neroli limited edition or as the other fragrances within the range. I kind of wasted my money on this one, but it's all right. Like, it's nothing special. It dries down super sweet and I don't know, it's not my thing. I would say this fragrance is a pass. That's it. Next, we have Love Delight from Amouage. Now, I did a full in-depth review of this fragrance. You can click here to view the video. Essentially, this fragrance is a floral gourmand fragrance around heliotrope. So it's floral, you have notes of almond, and it's inspired by Arabian sweets. So it's gonna be a floral gourmand scent. There's some spices and a yummy dimension as well. It is an extortionate amount of money. It's $380 or 320 pounds for a 100 ml bottle, which is too much in my opinion for what you're getting. The opening is fantastic. It smells really good, but the dry down is a massive disappointment in my books. And when you're spending that kind of money, I expect a little bit more from a perfume. Again, if you want to see the full review, make sure you check out the other video. But unless you have an infinite amount of money to spend and you're a gourmand lover, then yeah, give this fragrance a sniff. Otherwise, maybe pass on that one. Next is 312 Saint Honore from BDK. Some people are saying that this is going to be as good as Gris Charnel, the next big thing for BDK. Do I agree? Absolutely. This fragrance is so right up my alley. Oh my gosh, I love this, and you will love it if you enjoy musky, your clean skin but better, no fragrance fragrances. This is going to be perfect. To me, this is a delicate, whimsical, musky perfume with a touch of orange blossom sweetness, and it is the epitome of Parisian chic in a bottle. This captures Paris at dawn. You see the beautiful architecture, a light pink cotton candy sky. That is what this perfume smells like to me. Now, I will say though that it is very similar to L'Eau Papier from Diptyque. If you already have L'Eau Papier from Diptyque, you don't need this new fragrance. The difference between the two is the following. 312 Saint Honore, or let's call it 312 for simplicity, is heavier on the florals and more delicate, I would say, than L'Eau Papier. The sweetness in Saint Honore comes from the orange blossom and a bit of the iris as well, whereas the sweetness in L'Eau Papier is a slight gourmand, more edible one, more nutty due to the sesame seed. So if you didn't like sesame in this perfume, you'll probably prefer this one. Another highly anticipated launch is Narcotic Delight from Initio. Everyone and their mother is raving about this perfume. I don't know why. Anyways, this is a cherry tobacco liquor type of scent. The cherry opens really syrupy, almost like cough syrup. So there is a medicinal type of situation in the opening, which I'm not really a fan of, I'm not gonna lie. It smells a little bit synthetic. So that is my issue with this fragrance. I also have a bit of a medicinal herbal feel that you can get in Oud for Happiness. That sort of candied, earthy, herbal sweetness. I get that in this fragrance as well. Now, as it dries down, luckily that medicinal feel does dissipate and it's more of a pipe tobacco scent. So earthy, a little bit boozy, but on the drier side, there's the addition of cognac in this perfume. So you'll get that a little bit as well. But essentially it is a sweet, fruity take on tobacco, which is nice. It's not always going to be the vanilla creamy tobaccos like the Harrods of the world. So it is a different take on it, but it's not anything that is spectacular. The longevity and projection is average versus the other Initio fragrances. It's more intimate in terms of sillage, so it's not as strong as, say, a Side Effect, and it doesn't last as long on the skin as well. So a little bit disappointed with that. There have been comparisons with Side Effect, with Angel's Share. I can tell you right now, this fragrance does not smell like those two perfumes at all. Side Effect is definitely more beast mode and spicier and more vanillic pulling, whereas here it's really a cherry tobacco dominant perfume. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you also check out last month's fragrance review. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!